Hello, dear student. Hello, dear student. Please confirm me my voice is audible or not. Hello, dear student. Hello, dear student. Please confirm me my voice is audible or not. Yes. Dear student, very good evening to all of you. Today we are going to see about 20th July, the Hindu newspaper analysis. So, dear student, how you can get this PDF? This is the big question. So, you can scan this QR code to download our application. This one is our application. There is a premium infographics edition. You can get that. So, in this, you will not only get the today PDF, but also all the past month newspaper highlighted version is already available. You can get it. You can also download our you can scan this to join our telegram also. There will get daily current affair also. We are providing summary version of not only the Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, all other the news of the day. We are providing a very brief and crispy manner so that you can revise it multiple number of times. And those who are having iOS and iPad device, you can download Class Plus application and use org code PKRMEJ to get all these things in your iOS or iPad device. So we are going to see the important news of the day. So top quote to hear Article 143 reference on President and Governor power on July 22. So first we are going to see about Article 143. So Article 143 is talking about presidential reference. So president can make a reference to the Supreme Court to ask any law or any constitutional provision that is creating confusion. So on that basis, Supreme Court can establish a 5-judge benches and hear that case to find the settle the dispute. So what happened recently? Supreme Court will hear Thursday a presidential reference under Article 143 of the Constitution. Ask if court can impose time limit and prescribe the manner of conduct of governor and president while dealing with state bills, send them for consent or reserve for the consideration. In our constitution, there is no time limit within which the president or governor should give his assent to any bill. Okay? There is no time limit. But recently in Tamil Nadu, state versus governor case, Supreme Court assumed that if governor keep pending the bill for indefinite of time without taking any decision, then it is considered to be deemed to be passed, and provide certain guideline that it is bound by the governor and president to act this bill in a time bound manner. But that led to a confusion, because on the one hand constitution there is no provision for passage of bill within a particular time, but Supreme Court using under Article 142 of the Constitution, they are saying that the governor and president have to act within a time bound manner. So that create a confusion to find a solution or to resolve this deadlock. President made a reference to the Supreme Court. So President reference asked whether judicial order can dictate by what time and what manner the president and governor should function under Article 200. And what is the provision of Article 200, which cover the process of granting assent by the governor to the state bill. So whenever any bill is passed by the state government, it is given to the governor, and governor can give his assent under Article 200. And again 201 is talking about when a bill is given to the governor can resolve that bill for the consideration of the president. So you have to remember this Article 200 and 201 because they are very important. And you can write about here this can be a mains question. You can, in mains you are talking about what are the controversial role of the governor. So most controversial provision is Article 200 and 201. So key question: so in absence of any constitutionally prescribed time limit or manner exercise of the power of governor, and can time limit be imposed or manner of exercise of power be prescribed by judicial. So original constitution does not mention any time limit, but judiciary says that they have to consider within a time limit. So that is the reason this reference has been given. Okay? So president move seek clarity under the top court advisory jurisdiction arises from April 8 judgment by the Supreme Court. So in that judgment what they have said, so Tamil Nadu government challenged the governor delay in clearing 10 repass bill and his subsequent action to reserved them for the consideration of the president. Two judge bench ruled that governor action was illegal. So if governor keep pending the bill for indefinite period of time without acting them, it is considered as illegal. So this has led to the fault cancellation of the president decisions to assent one of the 10 bill while rejecting seven and not considering two others. So verdict author the justice, so they invoke the article 142. What is the article 142? Under this article 142, so you have to study it very carefully because multiple times UPSC asked this question. That means under article 142, Supreme Court can pass any order, decree, if it is ensured that complete justice. So it can make law to ensure complete justice. Okay? So you have to follow this because this can be a very good question in your prelims, in your mains also. So next is Congress seek clarity over the Trump remark on the jet. So we have seen recently time and again the Donald Trump, the US president, repeatedly claimed that Indians fighter jet, or during the fight between India and Pakistan in Operation Sindhu, there are 5 fighter jet have been lost. So opposition, they demand that we need to know the exact figure what happened. Okay? So the Congress on Saturday attacked the center over the USA. Donald Trump latest statement that 5 jets were shut down. So during India Pakistan conflict following the Operation Sindoor. So Trump repeatedly earlier claimed about the USA role in ceasefire, which center has consistently denied. So we know that Donald Trump repeatedly said that he has been play important role in settling the dispute and finding solution. But our position is that our central government and Ministry of External Affairs says that it is the bilateral agreement that led to the ceasefire. So no response from the MEA. Ministry of External Affairs did not respond to the Trump latest remark referring to the loss of 5 jets. So Pakistan military has claimed to shut down several Indian jets during Operation Sindoor. So terror attack in Pahalgam, Jammu Kashmir, aftermath of this operation happened. So Prime Minister conveyed clearly to the President Trump that the conflict was wound down bilaterally as established procedure. That means we have resolved the dispute bilaterally because India never want third party intervention in our internal matter. So we never invite any third party because if third party we invite, they will find it as an opportunity to further promote the conflict or their self interest. So earlier this week, US designated resistance front, which claimed to be behind the Pahalgam attack, as a foreign terrorist organization and specially designated global terrorist. So this is a win-win for India position because it is our force that led to our pressure led to the designation of that. Okay. So our Jaishankar ji said that this is a strong affirmation of Indo-USA counter-terrorism cooperation. ये हम दोनों का जो इंडिया एंड यूएसए का काउंटर टेररिज्म कोऑपरेशन में बड़े से स्ट्रेंथन करने वाला है बिकॉज बोथ आर मूविंग इन ए सेम डायरेक्शन. ठीक है. So next important news. So we are seeing that all over India, time and again, repeatedly crises are happening. So one more incident happened. Minor girl in critical condition after being set ablaze in Odisha. So recently we have seen one student self herself self immolate because of sexual harassment and repeated complaint and laxity on the authority side. So now once again we are seeing that crime against women is increasing very rapidly. So there can be a good question despite having so many, there can be mains question, there despite having so many stringent law like POCSO law, there are so many law against the women. Why violence against women is persisted? So whenever you are answering that, you have to think of more than about the law. You have to think about society. You have to think about economic empowerment. You have to think about cultural empowerment. You have to think about the political empowerment. So your answer should be holistic. It should not be only legal aspect. So you have to address everything. So why this kind of crime are happening? Dear student, we are providing the CSAT PIQ in our application. So there you can scan this QR code to join the CSAT PIQ. I think it is free of cost or something. I think 1 or 2 rupees. So you can get the benefit of it. Okay, just download it. So next is PSU dividend to the center almost doubled since 2020. So what is dividend? So what is dividend? So all these PSU public sector unity. So they are owned by government owned. So when government is owned, if they make profit, so the profit means we have to pay the dividend. And being government the owner, so dividend is given to the government. So this, that means our PSU are making profit and this profit is given to the our government is receiving. So you can see here from 2020, so profit is increasing rapidly. So now it is around 74,000 crore. So which is very good thing that we are reviving our PSUs. The analysis of companies wise dividend data from Department of Investment and Public Assets Management. So this is what called DIPAM. So this investment is generally deals by DIPAM. So Department of Investment and Public Asset Management. So we are seeing that our public sector undertaking, they are making huge dividend to the government. Okay. This does not include the dividend that is being paid by RBI. So we know that Reserve Bank of India pay huge amount of dividend to the government, that is not yet included in this. Okay. So dear student, if you want to discuss with me, so you can join this our Telegram group where you can interact with me. We'll revive that podcast in Saturday, Sunday. So you can join our Telegram. There we'll have interaction. Okay. So next is Indian fisherman arrest lay bare on his Dhaka Delhi ties. So there is a tension that is growing between India and Bangladesh, because change of the Sheikh Hasina government, and recently new government formed in Bangladesh. So new government abhi bani hai. They are like quite anti-India. So what happened there? So on for second time in past 1 year, Bangladesh has detained Indian fishermen, officials said. So development being viewed as a policy maker as a growing absence of understanding between two sides against the backdrop of seeming honest relationship between Dhaka and New Delhi. So on you can see here it is a very good thing. I'm just going to explain how it can be helpful to your mains answer writing. You can link that. Dekho, in paper you are going to get lot of information, but it is your here our discussion. I am tell you how you are going to use that information, how you can note them, where you can going to write in your mains answer, whether they can possible to ask in your prelims answer. So that is what helpful in scoring extra marks. So in 2009, Bangladesh initiated arbitration to settle the maritime dispute with India. In 2014, settlement was reached through permanent court of arbitration, but through maritime boundary was decided. Lack of visible marks meant for fishermen stray across. Dekho, we have a dispute between Bangladesh and India on the maritime dispute. So Bangladesh raised the case in the permanent court of arbitration, and permanent court of arbitration given majority of the land to the Bangladesh, and India accepted that. So this can be a very good example how India tried to settle a dispute with its neighbor in a peaceful way, and we recognize international court of arbitration. But on the other hand, China unilaterally they redrawing the map in the South China Sea. So whenever you are talking about responsible nation, role of India, you can say we consider Vasudhaiva Kusumbakam. So you can talk of all these things. But this we have settled the maritime dispute. Let's say this line, but fishermen they don't understand which line is boundary. So sometimes they cross outside, and that led to the arrest of this fisherman. Okay. So India and Bangladesh arrested 185 fishermen in winter of 2024 as bilateral ties plummeted following the overthrow of the Sheikh Hasina government. So these individuals were exchanged. 95 fishermen have been exchanged, okay, by the both the Coast Guard. So both side has understanding that fishermen could have to be protected as they had no means to detect invisible maritime boundary. देखो, fishermen don't use some advanced equipment to identify the maritime border. Let's say this is the border. In case they cross outside, so both sides there is agreement that they need to protect the fishermen rather than punishing them. So but Bangladesh is more often not following, they are simply arresting. And dear student, I know that a lot of students are practicing their NCRT, but if you want to practice NCRT test, we are already creating in our application. You can scan this QR code, join our free NCRT test. So it is not free, I think it is 7 rupees or something like that, because the portal charges. So you can get that, so you can practice all the NCRT test and get the rank of that also. So next important news is the summer of 2025. So what happening recently, we are seeing in Kashmir, the summer is quite harsh. So because of change in temperature, their agricultural productivity, particularly the apple production and other production, is very highly impacted. And the Kashmir is known for its the very cold climate, but now it is being changed, so that can bring lot of impact on the local people. So apple produce faced first phase of deformity. That means apple shape may be like that, this kind of shape. In this year, when an unprecedented hailstorm damaged the tree badly, hit the blossom too. Now, dry spells and heat wave threatening the size and color of the fruit. So first there is a hailstorm. Now it is because of you can say high temperature. So Kashmir record temperature of 37.4 degree, which is third highest since 1946. Okay. So that means there is an unprecedented rise in temperature of the Kashmir. So Kashmir produced about 73% of India total apple output. So Kashmir weather drift. So extended dry spell with an overall increase in average temperature result in high day night temperature in June of the Kashmir. Okay? And what is more prominence is that night temperature is quite high, and that is what consider heat wave in a hilly area. Hilly area, if temperature is more than 4.5 degrees Celsius to 6.4 degrees Celsius, normal and severe heat wave we can consider. So if it is above 6.4 degrees Celsius, we can consider as a severe heat wave currently Kashmir is facing. So if this temperature is changing very rapidly, so we might face severe, bleak in farming future, because if temperature is very high, then farmer will not get good amount of the water, so they will not able to grow the crop, so that their crop will be damaged. When crop will damage, so they will not get the income, and that might damage the ecology of the Kashmir also. So next is National Institute for Ranking Framework Award institution negative score for retraction from the journal. So what is that National Institute of Ranking Framework? They provide ranking to of our higher education. Let's say there is an institution, they publish a report and later on they withdraw that report. So why reporter withdraw? Reporter withdraw if they are found manipulating, they are copying, they are using some data that is not valid. So in that case they retracted. So if we retracted the journals, that means the quality of journals we are publishing, they are not good standard. So if we are awarding negative marks, so then only the institution, they are very much careful to award, to ensure that publication of the journal. So that is help in bringing good quality of journal. So in first, starting with this work, National Institute of Ranking Framework will award negative score to the higher education institution for paper that have been retracted from the journals in last 3 calendar year, their corresponding citation. So this year will award negative marks. So why this is happening? Because while most of the retraction are due to unethical research practices such as data fabrication, so they simply fabricate the data, so and manipulated images using same image in multiple paper dealing with the completely different material language. Okay? So if we are going to do that, so that can bring lot of quality in our publication of all our higher education. So dear student, we are providing daily answer writing. So if you are preparing for 2026, you know that after prelims, mains, hardly 75 days is left. So I think you are already overcoming your the problem you are facing in your prelims. Now it is the right time. You can start practicing the mains answer writing on a daily basis. So you will get quality evaluation, because all our evaluator are either interview appeared or selected candidates. You'll get high quality evaluation at very nominal price. You can check out in our application. You can scan this QR code or you can reach out to me for detail. So Center organized national wise workshop on Jain manuscriptology. So advanced research and funded by the Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Kalyan Karyakram. So dear student, you have to remember this program. So Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas uh, Kalyan Karyakram. So this is a part of larger vision of Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Karyakram to uplift, empower all 6 notified community. Dekho. So here there can be a two question. Either they can ask about what is the objective of Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Karyakram. So you can talk about this basically aim to welfare and upliftment of the religious minority or minority community in India. And second question is how many minority are there? So it is your homework, study about minority community. Like how many minority community are there in India? What kind of minority? In India there are 6 minority community, and we accept minority on the basis of religious and linguistic. And what are the minority community? So minority community are Muslim, Christian, Sikh, Buddhist, Parsi, and Jain. Okay? So these are the minority community, and government unwavering commitment to preservation and dissemination of traditional knowledge system and minority heritage language. So this program basically aims to not only promote the welfare but also preservation of their culture. So next is BRICS Forum 6 to equitably sharing AI benefit. So we are seeing that at the international level. So AI, the development of AI and their intellectual property, they are being cornered by the few country. So few country like USA, China, they are cornering everything. So under this program, so BRICS try to have equitable sharing of all the benefit that is they are going to get after AI development. So you can talk about what are the significance of AI BRICS in the international order. What are the role of BRICS in promoting equitable development and South cooperation? You can talk about BRICS Forum for equitable sharing of AI benefit also. ठीक है. So this is what you can talk of. Dear student, we are also providing mentorship for those who are giving 2026 and 2027. So you can scan this QR code to get know more detail about it. You'll get high quality mentorship. It include answer writing, also daily targets. We are providing a summary video of all the daily targets. We are providing summary notes also, so that your preparation can be structured, systematic under the guidance of those who have faced multiple UPSC interview. Okay? So you can scan this QR code or reach out to me. So on October 1, India and EFTA Trade Pact takes off. So two sides sign Trade Economic Pact Agreement, TEPA. So you just need to remember TEPA. So we have signed TEPA. What is it? TEPA. So under this pact, India receive investment commitment of 100 billion in 15 years from this grouping. So which grouping it is? European Union Free Trade Association. So we are having free trade agreement between European Free Trade Association with India. So this consisting of Iceland, Liechtenberg, Norway, and Switzerland. So please, dear student, map this country in your map. So already I've shown you. Just open the Google Earth map. So there you'll find the location of all these, Liechtenstein, Iceland. So just search there one by one country. So you can have fair amount of idea. So you need to know all these things, na? Okay? Yes, this is the Iceland, I think. Ruko. Yes, this is Iceland. ठीक है. So just find everything. So that is what helpful, examination. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So it is your homework. You have to do that. So dear student, those who are preparing for OPSC, so you can join our OPSC prelims test series by scanning this QR code. Price is very low, yet you will get high quality test series. So next is the textile sector seek uniform GST rate for textile apparel value addition. So what happening currently in our textile sector? So there are multiple tax slabs. So for example, for cotton it is something, for man-made fiber it is something else. If price is beyond a limit, then there is a different price. So because of that, it is creating a lot of confusion in the textile sector. So textile sector, they want a uniform textile rate and value, so that will help in development of textile sector. So the textile industry is pitching for a fiber neutral GST 5% for entire textile and apparel value chain. That means whichever material you are using, so tax should be uniform 5%. So what happening currently? For cotton based it is 5%. For if price is less than 1000 rupees, and 12% for man-made fiber. So and 18% for other categories. So that is creating lot of confusion. Let's say we are making something cotton plus man-made fiber. So what is the tax rate? That is going to create a lot of confusion in this case. Now, if there is a uniform rate, then we can prevent all this confusion. So there would be no inverted duty structure, and we need a fiber neutral rate in lowest GST slab. So this is what demand of the apparel industry. So what do you mean by inverted duty structure? Let's say this is our India. Let's say this is our India. If we are exporting garments, if we are exporting garments, okay, and let's say we are also importing, you can say about raw material. We are also importing textile also, garment also. If garment, if we are import garment, if let's say tax is 18%, 18%, but in raw material, let's say we are imposing 30% tax. So that means it is cheaper to import the garment rather than the raw material. So that will prevent the manufacturing sector in India. So it should be low tax on raw material, so that we can import the cotton or man-made fiber, so that we can process and sell it a higher price, so that our export on the manufacturing product can be promoted. So that is what their demand. So if industry is to achieve the target of 100 billion annual export, so this is what you need to know. So whenever you are talking about textile sector or something, so you can quote this, like our target is having 100 billion annual export and 250 billion domestic sale by 2030. So this is what our targets. All sector of the textile industry should be grow. Okay. So next, if you look into the importance of the textile sector, you will find that further the textile and apparel is highest job generating sector and could attract investment to create job. So GST rate rationalization will make investment viable. So textile sector, it is creating lot of jobs. If we can rationalize that, make it more attractive, so that is going to help our economy also. So next, scientists from the INST and IIT make water filter with vibration. So what currently doing they, currently the water filter technology that we are using, they are based on the energy intensive technology, so that is consuming a lot of energy. But the now the national, you can say nano science and technology, so Institute of Nano Science and Technology and IIT Dhanbad Kharagpur, they have used some reusable water filter that can filter water in a vibration mode. So combining the light vibration, so that is helpful in treating the water without using much energy. So we are think of scaling up the product and using the filter near treatment plants where water bodies are regularly polluted. Okay? So just read that, not much important, but still it is important. So next is bioemu, sketches the moving picture of the protein structure. So देखो, it is quite complex, it is quite technical, so no need to know everything, but at least you need to know about bioemu. So new deep learning system developed by Microsoft, Rice University, and all allow high resolution protein flexibility modeling at scale, unlike the slower, more classical approach. So you need to know about bioemu can enable large scale drug delivery with fewer resource constraints. So they can ask about bioemu recently seen in news related to what. So it is about understanding the flexibility, like whenever protein is changing its shape, it can predict that. So here it is saying that protein are dynamic molecules that twist and flex with movement crucial to their biological functioning. So BioMU, a new AI system, predict the full range of protein shapes in biological condition rapidly at this scale. So unlike the slow molecular dynamics by stimulation, BioMU use AI fission models to generate thousands of protein conformations. So BioMU accurately capture large small protein shape changing in cryptic pockets important for the drug delivery. So we know that one more device that is being used for protein synthesis. This is called AlphaFold. So we know that AlphaFold is being designed, so that can also predict the protein that is the application of AI in here it is given, you can study about it. So to researcher first fed into the real protein structure from million AlphaFold predicted assembly, so that can be used. So if they can ask about AlphaFold, BioMU, these are quite in news related to what, so you just need to know, because we are not here for PhD and deep technical knowledge, so we need to know the development that is being going on. If you know that this is related to protein synthesis and prediction of that, that is more than enough. Okay, so here it is given, why in mirror left is seeing right, right is seeing left, because it is a producing exact replica but in a you can say flip side. So that is the reason it is visible. Our left hand, when you see in mirror, it see right, right hand you will see in left side. Okay, so greater awareness to help in the rare disease. So dear student, what is a rare disease? A rare disease is a disease that is found one in a 10,000 population. Then in that case we can call this as a rare disease. So rare disease are very rare, that they are not found on the all population. So about 10,000 rare diseases have thus far been identified in the world. New one are discovering every now and then. Some 80% of this condition are genetic origin, that means they are genetic inheritance from parent to their kids, so they are not after the birth. So predominantly affecting children, being a genetic disease, so definitely they are going to affect the children. So 30% of the children don't live see because of this genetic disease. So before their fifth birth, 30% of children died of that. Okay, so according to that in world 30 million people are suffering from the rare disease. Okay, so in India around 90 million people are suffering from this. Here it is given, in India it is 30 million, in India only 90 million people are suffering from the genetic disease. Okay, so what is the condition why this genetic disease is so widespread all over the India? So there can be reason for that. First one is about endogamy. So if there is a marriage within the family, so if there is a marriage within the family lineage, so there is high probability that faulty gene, both the parent, father and mother, if they are present, so they can transmit to the kids and that can have genetic disorder. So endogamous practice marrying within a community, if there is a genetic condition in that community, the endogamous marriage will tend to preserve that condition instead of letting it die out. For example, let's say this is a parent, let's say this is a parent XY, there is a son, daughter. So let's say there is a marriage. So if there is a fault gene, then both having the fault gene. If there is a marriage, so here the kid will have that faulty gene, and because of that they develop the rare disease. Okay, so major contributions to identifying rare disease, we need to identify them, and all the disease that we need to identify and find the rare genetic disorder as a symptom, and we need to make a list of it. So that is going to helpful for identifying all these things now. So in summary, be aware of rare disease. It usually takes year for patients to get correct diagnosis, because we don't know what is rare disease. If you don't know rare disease, it will take a lot of time to diagnosis that na. So next important news is, so here we are going to see here is what does the sugar and salt leveling says. So recently Ministry of Health Affairs published a report that all the government organizations, so they need to publish about sugar, salt content of all their junk food. So what is the health ministry doing to promote healthy diet? So health ministry has asked all the government department predominantly to display the amount of oil, sugar content on popular Indian snacks like samosa, bada, pav, kachori, pizza, burger, stating that the information has to be shared in cafeteria, lobby, meeting room, even in the government stationery. So what is the proposal? The proposal, they have to be show everything to the public. So why warning level device? Because India is currently facing unprecedented crisis of non-communicable disease. So 60% of all deaths are across the country are because of non-communicable disease. So that means two-thirds of our population dying because of this communicable disease. With rapid change in demographic, and our people are more eating the junk food. If we are creating a awareness, so that is what going to control their the junk food habit. And this is what men, this junk food contain high amount of sodium, sugar, refined oil, okay, sugar sweetening, so which is very harmful and responsible for risk of heart attack, chokes, strokes, and type 2 blood diabetes, so metabolic health, so all these things. So instead of promoting the junk food, what we need is enough fiber, fruits, vegetable, whole grain we need to promote. Okay. So recent release by the ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, so dietary guideline for India made attempt to indicate high fat, sugar and salt. So you can talk about HFSS, high fat, sugar, salt, HFSS. Food, as food is calorie, total sugar exceed 10% of energy. So this is given a limit. So you need to study about it. So HFSS food are usually processed and are typically low in essential nutrition. Excess consumption of FSSS food can contribute to the various health problems because they are rich in terms of salt, sugar, and high fat also. So they are what are the organizations? Sugar. So World Health Organization recommended healthy diet throughout the life to prevent all from malfunction, as well as range of diet related non-communicable disease. So if you are having proper diet, so that can help in reducing all these things now. So next important article, recently we have seen that our aircraft crash, that is crash, that is recently happened in Ahmedabad, and later on we have published a report, and that report it is found that the fuel switch is automatically moved from the ons to cut off. So because of that this accident is happening. So after that there are so many report being published in the Western media. They blame the pilot for all these things. They simply use pilot as a scapegoat to prevent blame of faulty in their switch. So here this article is talking about we need to ensure that thorough investigation to find the problem and find solution. Nothing much important here. So this is what very much important. So next, this is very interesting. What is universe antimatter mystery? So I'm just going to explain you in detail. So listen very carefully. So let's say first at the Big Bang, everything is created. So world is divided into matter and antimatter. So antimatter is just like the matter. Antimatter is just like the matter, but having exact weight, exact shape, everything same, but opposite charge. If it is positive charge, it is negative charge. And whenever matter and antimatter meet together, so there will be a severe blast. This blast is called annihilation. So then question is, if Big Bang equal amount of matter and antimatter produced, then what happened? Uh, then both matter and antimatter can combine together and there will be explosion. So because of that, universe will collapse. There should not be any inverse. But in reality, universe is exist. We people are exist. We are matter. The planet are matter. So that means something happened. So because of that, our inverse is currently exists. So that is this theory try to provide that. Okay. So this is what for your information knowledge. So no need to go in detail because they are very tough concepts. So it is very difficult to understand and beyond our scope. Okay. So next important news you can see here. So Euler Lake, Euler back in the pink. So the lakes in Kashmir has welcomed back tourists after 30 years of enforced by the ecological degradation due to nutrient pollution and silting of the at the expanse. So we know that recently there is a you can say see here. So there is a flower being the lotus is blooming in the Euler Lake. So here it is your homework. You have to study about Euler Lake. So whether which river is connecting Euler Lake water is saline water or fresh water. It's a fresh water. It is fed by Jhelum River. So I'm just reading it out. Listen carefully. The sight of new droplet dropping from the lotus leaves morning enhance the beautiness of the Euler Lake in Kashmir Valley these days. So waxy leaves. So they show that. So the all might miracle. So but recently these lakes don't have any bloom of this lotus because of high pollution. But government have taken the they have bloomed because of desiltation being carried out in 2014. So the lakes one considered as a among the Asia's largest freshwater lake. So this lake is freshwater lake. So and this water is fed from the Jhelum River. So it is from Jhelum River. So the local community are overjoyed by the pink bloom today. Lotus act as a barometer of ecological health of the lake. So why it is important? Because if there is a lot of lotus, that means the health of the lake is very good. So the lotus stems are collected through an adorous exercise as they are considered as a delicacy. That means they are being consumed locally. Traditionally cooked with fresh water fish, the stem are must have item at wedding in the Kashmir. So that means there are a lot of demand for this Euler uh, lotus. So you can see here. ठीक है. So dear student, this is all about 20th July, the Hindu newspaper analysis. So dear student, if you like this video, please like, subscribe and comment about your opinion in this video, because your like, your subscription and your comment really motivate me to provide this content. So dear student, please do that. And now I'll have to end our discussion here. Chaliye, bye bye, good night.